Hi everybody, this is Andy with Intelligent Video Solutions, and in this video we're going to be going over the different permissions that users and groups can have that are given underneath the general section of the rights. So to start, we're going to navigate back to the rights by clicking on Settings, Users and Groups, selecting the group in which we want to edit the rights for, and then scrolling on down to Rights. So here, if I open up the general section just by clicking on it, you'll see that there's 4 different permissions that can be given out. The ability to view the home page, edit their profile, change their password, and enforce password rules. So I'm going to talk about each one of these, and then you're going to see what it looks like if the person doesn't have this permission. So the first right, home. That's the ability to actually view the home page of Vault. When I click on the home page, we'll see different rooms that are available for me to observe, our different recordings that we've recently recorded, schedules of recordings that are coming up, and any reports that we've created, as well as announcements. And these buttons up top will turn any of them off if they don't apply to what I want to look at. So a user who doesn't have this permission won't see this button right up here. Going back to my rights. After home, the next one is edit profile. Edit profile and change password are actually going to be found in the same spot, so I'm going to cover both of them in one. Edit profile and change password. If I click on the profile button in the lower left, and then click on settings, you'll see an image, a name, an email address, and our password. So the ability to edit your profile is going to be the picture, the display name. So if you don't want your username to be what actually displays within the software, some people might use something like an employee or student ID as their username, but they might want their display name to be their actual name. You can edit that here if you have the edit profile permission. Same with email address. I don't have an email address associated with this user right now, but if I put one in here, then I'd have that email associated to it, and I can make that change through the edit profile right. The change password is in the exact same spot. So again, clicking on profile and then edit, I'll have the ability to set a new password and change it. So if I have those checkboxes checked, I'll be able to see either, or in this case, both of them. And the last right within general is password rules. This only matters if your users are created locally within the Vault application. If you're using LDAP and single sign-on to manage your users, this won't have any effect because your password rules will supersede what's within the Vault application. But if this is checked, this means that users within this group need to have the password rules that Vault has specified, which is a capital letter, a lowercase letter, a special character, and resetting the password after 180 days. If this is unchecked, those users won't have to comply with this. And you'll actually see when I log in a moment that my user doesn't. I use the same password as my username, which doesn't have a capital letter in it. Let's go ahead and uncheck all of these for a user and take a look at what happens if the user has none of these rights. I'm going to log out and log in as a user within this user group. Since I'm not using LDAP or single sign-on, I actually didn't use a capital letter, and since I'm not enforcing those password rules, I'm able to log in. You'll see that my user, again, doesn't have permission to see home, so there's no home button here. And I don't have the ability to either edit my profile or change my password, which means that that edit button is not here. If I had the ability to do one of them, I'd still see the edit button there, and then when I open up that window, I'd see one or the other one. So those are the 4 different rights that are able to be given out within the general section of the rights.